What's going on, great people? It is the homie, the one and only Ashton Reynolds, once again welcoming you to another episode of Millennial Talk, Koast Edition, where, I sit and converse with individuals who have taken the initiative to make change by being the change themselves. Through their field of expertise, you will see the change in exactly what they represent. And this brother that I am interviewing today is the definition of that. Because, there are a lot of people who utilize their gifts to define a culture, songwriters, musical artists, comedians, philosophers, books, different things and avenues to convey the message of that particular time period within history. Well, today I am sitting with an individual who utilized the gift of art. I'm talking about painting. This brother is bad, man. I checked out his work prior to the show, and oh man, it's phenomenal. 15 years of experience. You've seen his work as in the on the Apple Music commercial when 2 Chainz was promoting his album Rapper Go to the League. You also see it at the Pink Trap House. We're gonna get into all of that because I don't want to take up enough time introducing this brother here. This is his first interview, y'all, so we're making history. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you the one and only Tremaine Hempfield. How you doing, sir?
Hey, man, appreciate it. I applaud myself. Thank you. Really appreciate that, man. That was pretty dope.
Yeah. Hey, man, that's what we do, man. This is about you now, man. It's an honor to interview you and just talk about your wonderful masterpieces. And since it's a beautiful day and you out here enjoying the sun, brother, which I will be doing later on.
Yes, sir.
You got some artwork behind you, man. Let's start off the interview by talking about the pieces behind you, man.
I just grabbed a couple pieces. I think this one right here is pretty deep. It's a story behind this one. I think a couple of years ago, a young man got hung out there at I think Piedmont Park.
Mm-hmm.
Park. And I drew this before it even happened. And it was just crazy. And but it's a black man hanging, and actually it's a book called 100 Years of Lynching. And this image was in that book and it just stuck with me. But when I painted it, the incident occurred with that young black man. But it's just a rope hanging, black man with a suit and tie on, and just a modern day man, millennial, pretty much us. And back in the days, like when you cut off the TV, you see that little warning symbol with the colors hanging, and the color in the background of the TV. Right. Cut it off. Yeah, I just had it like a shining light shining on this brother, and in the image behind him, the shadow is indicating that his DNA is the strong black man. And the king and his image, So. But all the other ones are mostly like abstract. I did this one of Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Couple more just abstract, just art, heart, love, cash symbols, and I also got some big ones on the ground right now. I'll just show you real quick. But this is a Mayweather piece that I did a while back.
Oh man.
It's pretty big. And I did this Muhammad Ali one. And it's another one right here, which is really a Concord shoe, like the Michael Jordan shoe. Mm-hmm. But I got slave ship on it because back in the day, the ships, one of the ships was called Concord. Mm. Crazy how, a shoe like that, which is so popular and known, is called Concord. And when you, look back at it, Concord was a ship. Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
Oh, man. So it's safe to say that you do your research and things like that prior to you painting masterpieces, and that helps shape the story behind the art that you put out. Is that correct?
True that. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. That's awesome, man, because that actually puts depths and layers to your work, man, and I love it. And I really love that Mayweather and Ali piece, man. We got to talk later on about that.
But a couple of Mayweather team, like on Instagram, because mostly I tag him in it, and some of his team members liked the picture back when I posted it up. So I'm not sure if he's seen it, but It's out there. Yeah.
Oh, 9 times out of 10, it's about him. He gonna see it. But man, that is awesome. So, all right, you showed us some paintings. Now let's paint the picture of exactly who you are. Because, you know, what I like to do is start off the interviews by giving my guests their time to really go in depth about who they actually are, despite the accolades, despite all the accomplishments. You in your own words. That's the most important thing, because when you look in the mirror prior to you picking up the paintbrush or a pencil to sketch, you define your foundation. You look in the mirror and say, I am this. So in your own words, who is Tremaine Hempfield?
Well, first, I'm a God-fearing man. I'm a family man, brother, son. I'm a father, father of twins, and my beautiful wife that always holds me down. So wake up in the morning and look in the mirror, I reflect on all that, because who they are is, that's who I am, and I just have to keep a positive attitude at all times, even through life, even through, different circumstances in life. I have to keep that positive energy, and I have to have positive energy behind me or around me, because, if it's not that, then, you can get sidetracked, you can get off balance, you know what I'm saying? So I always stay positive at all times.
Yeah, I understand that, especially during these times here. You got all of this stuff going on in the media, and they're saying this and that, and they're trying to rewrite the narrative to a more positive note. So with that being said, let's go deeper into what you just said right there, because that's a very powerful thing that you just said about keeping positive energy and positive people around you. How are you able to keep the positivity within you? Because you can have all of that around you, but if you don't decide to actually reciprocate it, then what was the point of it? So how are you able to keep it up for yourself?
I don't know, it's hard. It's really hard, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like, living through day by day, you just have to, it's all about choices, you know what's good and what's bad, to just stay in your own lane. You might be on the interstate of 285, you got different lanes and you just watching, you you're observing, but you can choose to go 150 miles per hour if you want to, but is that right? So for me, I kind of have that mentality in my head, like just stay in my own lane, and I'm gonna be straight and keep God first, so.
Oh yeah. Most definitely, man. I love the fact that you keep it simple, and that's really how it is, though. Keep God first, stay in your lane. Success is guaranteed that way for sure.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, man. And plus, I love the fact that you're rocking the A hat. Are you from Atlanta?
Oh, I'm from Mississippi.
Oh, okay. What part of Mississippi?
I'm from the Delta. It's pretty much like Drew, Mound Bayou, Mississippi. I went to elementary school in Mound Bayou, and and I pretty much came to Atlanta when I was in 9th grade, and that was Berkeley High School. But actually, Mound Bayou is like back in the days, it was like the Black Mecca, like Black owned everything, like Black banks, Black zoos, Black, you know what I'm saying? Everything. Hospitals, anything you can think of Black, they had it there. And it was beautiful in them days. Yeah. So if you ever get a chance to check out the history of Mound Bayou, which is the Black Mecca. And actually Obama, I think in the museum that he has in DC, he pretty much represented Mound Bayou as being an all Black town. And all them guys. So yeah, check it out.
Oh man, that's what's up, man. Most definitely. Was that where you started your art? Like started drawing the things like that, or like what age or did you start realizing that, hey, I'm good at this?
I think art was always a passion in my life. I remember me and my stepdad, Bart Burns, we always used to draw and stuff like that. And I think I just started having that passion of art. I know my mom, she knew how to draw and stuff like that, but it was nothing real serious, But for me, I just fell into that craft. And I think when I moved to Atlanta, it pretty much opened me up. Being in a different element, being from a country boy now in the city is totally different, So I always kept that positive energy into art. And once I started meeting new teachers and stuff like that, like I think her name was Miss Spivey and Mr. Hahn. They pretty much opened the doors, you know what I'm saying, giving me that knowledge or, you know, just seeing different art from Picasso, you know, all those guys, you know. But yeah, I just kept going with it. But when I think when I start just getting out there and just doing it, just doing little shows and stuff like that here and there, it was at a time where, you know, I was down. And I can really say that art pretty much saved my life, you know, and kept going with it, you know. So yeah.
Oh man, that was a powerful statement that you just said right there, because I can definitely relate to it when you at your down periods and really all you have is your gifts, and you realize that those gifts will make room for you if you actually put that time and effort into owning that craft, you know. So let's talk about the preparation and the time, and the passion that you put inside of art. Like just go in depth about that, man.
Ooh, the time, I have to really make time, you know, with my schedule. You know, some nights I just go to sleep. Well, some nights I don't go to sleep. I might stay up to like 3, 4 in the morning and just do art pieces, or sometimes I might watch YouTube or different other artists that's out there that's grinding and doing their thing, you know, making history with art. And I just, you know, try to create a new craft. You know, sometimes I might go with the liquid paints, you know. Sometimes I might do an oil piece, which I only did like 2 or 3 oil pieces, because oil is, you got to be real, you know what I'm saying, steady with that. But most of the time I'm just using acrylic oil paint and spray paint. Yeah, so I just take my time into it. You have to make time with you in your craft. You know, if you don't make time, then, you know, it's not going to get out there. So for me, I take my time.
Oh man, that's amazing. And I do follow you on Instagram, man. And I seen when you did the liquid paint piece. True. That was crazy, man. Yeah, that was crazy.
It get messy from time to time. And right now I'm trying to build my art studio for myself, because that right there was done in the kitchen. You know how women are in the kitchen, you know, so I had to let her have her space, and I'm finna get my space together. So I'm finna start doing more art. So yeah, watch out for it.
Oh man, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. You know, when most people hear the word artist, you know, automatically they think that you know, we talk about music. Do you feel like painting? Do you feel like that gets lost? Like it's a lost art? Like people aren't really giving it its just due as a result of people stamping artists solely on music?
Yeah, it gets to that point sometime, and I think art is like on the back burner, you know. But you know, if you go back in history, you just look at different styles of art, like even in, you know, Paris, or, you know what I'm saying, in Egypt or something like that. Art has its place in time, you know what I'm saying? So even with album covers or stuff like that, like Earth, Wind and Fire, they always do art. And I think that's just to have that element, you know what I'm saying, of art. You know, even with all the other artists that, you know, musical artists that use art for their, you know, album covers or stuff like that. That's pretty dope to me. Yeah, so yeah.
Oh yeah. Especially when you say Earth, Wind and Fire. That was one of my favorite groups. I know people like, man, you 27, what you know about them? I got a bunch of CDs from my dad that really, you know, they really encapsulate and love art. And honestly, like, if you look around you, like, art is everywhere. Like, just look at the background, like the trees, and then you put your art right there. Like, that's art in itself. And when you just sit there and just really look at how great of an artist God is, I can truly see why you say, hey, I'm a God-fearing man. I keep God first and stay in my lane. So you can see the excellence that he displays in the work that you display. So I had to go ahead and commend you on that for sure.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
No problem, man. So, of course, you know, I had checked out your credentials, and in 2017, you hosted your first independent solo artist show. Yes, Tell us about that, man. Tell us about that experience.
That was beautiful. That was about one of my friends, Eric Collier. We call him Chuck on Instagram, Chuck 550. Yeah, he believed in me. He believed in my art. And we've been going to high school. When we was in high school, we grew up together, 9th grade and up. And we've been friends ever since. But he has always had that eye for art.
Mm-hmm.
So, he just came to me one day like, hey, man, you need to do your own show. I'm like, what? I'm like, how we gonna grind and do that, man? He's like, I got an idea. So he picked out the venue. He picked out, the food, catering. I mean, everything. He laid everything down, man. And it was a big turnout. It was a small place, so I think it had to been like 50 or 75 people that came.
Mm.
But that was like my very first art show, and just having that vision and having that, that energy, man, it was just beautiful. Like, I was like, oh man, this is where I need to be. This is who I am, So he really helped me with that. Yeah, so that was my first art show. I didn't sell anything, but it's just the point showing my work, and having people that, follow me and, love my craft. So yeah.
Hey man, that's amazing. That's amazing, because one thing about it though, even though it holds 50 to 75 people, a lot of people can't get 50 or 75 people, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So just to have that amount of people show love, and especially for that being your very first show, independent show at that.
Yeah.
Come on now. I know that felt amazing.
That was beautiful, man. It felt like just a red carpet event, but it was just the spotlight was pretty much on me because of my art. So yeah, that was beautiful.
Hey, that's all right, man. That's all right. Do you plan on doing any more in the future? I know that it's the the pandemic kind of had people, kind of hesitant to group up, but I see things trying to start opening back up. So do you plan on doing any more in the future?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, the pandemic really slowed a lot of stuff down. And it was just hard at that time to just feel safe and, being around other people while you presenting your art. And that was a big challenge. So I never did do anything, in the 2020. So, yeah, definitely I'm going to be doing something real soon.
Okay, most definitely. Please keep me informed so I can let some of my people know, and as well as be there as well. Because man, I was looking at your work and I see the work that you presented on the show. Man, come on now.
Yeah. Hey, I got a lot more. I just couldn't fit everything out here, but yeah, I still got a lot of artwork that I need to sell and just get, let other people just enjoy that art. Just sit back and just look at it and say, wow, what's going on in his head to make this image right here? You know what I'm saying? So that's that.
And that's why I had to start the show off the way that I did, because it's like, artists, they really capture that moment. Like, for instance, when people see the Mona Lisa, like, that is transcended all times, I'm saying? Different civilizations and time periods, and it still is regarded as one of the top pieces. And all of Michelangelo's work, things of that nature, even Basquiat. I learned about him from a Jay-Z song. I was like, he keeps saying his name, I'm like, come on now, who is this?
This is a picture of Basquiat that I painted and I just made t-shirts out of.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's a man. And I was in Paris a few years ago, and they had an exhibit where they had all his artwork. Well, I ain't gonna say all, but that guy, he has a lot of work. I'm talking about, I'm standing in front of like $650 million art pieces by this young man, you know what I'm saying? Even though he died at an early age,
yeah,
it's just amazing where art can go, you know what I'm saying? How the prices only can go up, But and I seen the Mona Lisa too. It's a little small little piece, but it was beautiful too. And it's a lot of history behind it, because I heard like Nat King Cole, he sung that Mona Lisa song. At first it was for somebody else, but Nat King Cole went ahead and did the song, and he made that Mona Lisa picture famous, like well known all around the world. So that's why it's so popular today, because of Nat King Cole. So yeah, it's a lot of history in art, man. So,
man, yeah, that's awesome. I didn't even know that one right there. Appreciate that, Jim.
So
I appreciate that, Jim. So when you see, go ahead.
No, I said one of these days I'm gonna have to get me a original Basquiat picture. I know it's up there, but he has some smaller pieces that goes on auction for like 5,000 and up, maybe 10,000 and up. So I said one of these, when I sell enough paintings, I'm gonna get me a Basquiat. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's all I want to
Man,
say.
it's so much value in art right there. That's awesome right there. And that really shows how valuable artwork is because of the value. Like you said, 5,000 and up, like smaller pieces, 5,000 and up. And people are really real deal going all out to get those pieces, man.
Bro.
Like when you see like things like that and hear numbers that certain art pieces are going for, I know this is your passion, but does that add extra fuel to the fire? Because you're contributing to a story in humanity, actually, whether you know it or not. Because I asked that question to say this here. No matter how you view your paintings, when I say that, I mean, if you're drawing it out, it's like, well, it's another painting. I really enjoy this painting right here. Understand that that's your contribution to humanity, though. So I say that to say this. Does seeing that add fuel to the fire to keep on painting?
Yes, it does. For the most part, I don't really look at, because I try to sell my pieces at a reasonable price. I really want people to have my artwork and really appreciate, the energy and the time that I put into my work. So, sometimes with, prices can, it can go up. But for me, I really just to have it so somebody can afford it, because, the $1 million paintings, I can't afford that, but I really want it. You know what I'm saying? I might get a print of it. But for me, yeah, I try to keep it reasonable. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
man. And I understand that drive. I had to ask that because with me also doing music as well and putting out those videos that I do, it's the passion and it's the drive. And that passion to drive open up so many doors. And when you hear somebody tell you the value of your work in their eyes, it's like, oh my goodness. Yeah.
Even with the like you mentioned the 2 Chainz piece, I had like some people in LA to hit me up because they was getting ready to start the Apple commercial, and it was like Pretty Production hit me up and they was like, hey, we really need your artwork behind LeBron James and 2 Chainz. We just gotta have it in there. So we worked some things out, and it was just magic. And just seeing my work on Apple Music, like on the Instagram feed and everything, I was like blown away. I'm like, oh man, this is beautiful. So I just had to keep grinding, man. You just can't slow down when you at a different level. I'm not trying to say I'm at that top level, but I'm just humble and, just trying to grind with it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, but man, that's awesome because, being humble, you always remain in a teachable state, meaning that you always can learn from experiences from other people. So you can just continue to own that craft and it just continue to get better and better. And like I said, when I scored my first feature film, when I did the musical scoring for my first feature film, as well as actually filmed it and acted in it, and for people to say, man, you did this? Oh man, we need you to be a part of this project. We need you to be a part of this project. It's such a wonderful feeling because all of that time and that equity that you put in, those nights where you're like, man, is this really going to pop off? Or are people really noticing what I'm doing and what I'm putting into it? Exactly. It just feels so good just to hear that it's appreciated. It's not even about the money because we know that that's going to come, but it's just the fact that you are appreciated for the hard work that you put in. And just to get those flowers at that moment, that's awesome. And I like to give flowers for that too. So, man, you are amazing. You are an amazing artist. I was looking at your work on Instagram, even in the email when I received your bio and your headshot and things of that nature. And I'm like, man,
I started
incredible.
To put a suit on too, you know what I'm saying? But I just, I'm at home, I'm relaxing. Hey, you relaxing too. But hey, I've been hearing some of your rap, man, the gospel rap. Hey, when you was flowing so fast. I'm like, hey, I might need to just rewind it. Cause he flowing like Twister, like he's just going ham. I'm like, okay, he grinding. Okay. That's what's up. I appreciate it.
I will put this plug in there. Just be ready for July. You know what I'm saying? I have an EP coming. I got to give a shout out to my brother, William Lowe. He has another project coming in the summer. So the summer's going to be crazy.
Okay.
I'm going to get that in time for you. So in case, hey, you getting the green light from me. If you hear something that you want to use, you're getting the green light. So
true. Okay. Yeah, I'm down with it. Let me know.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I want to be in the studio when y'all doing it. Come on, man.
Oh, come on with it.
Right.
Look, that's okay. You know what? We're gonna set some stuff up. So we got some work to do. Let's put it that way. We got some work to do. Hey y'all, this is Millennial Talk Koast Edition on the incredible WCEG Network. This is, can I call you TJ now since we partners now? This is TJ, y'all. Tremaine Hempfield. That's his real name, but TJ, since we established this relationship now. This is the reason why I love doing these interviews, is so that you can really see and hear and understand the individual that's putting out these incredible pieces that you may have seen before. So at this moment right here, you see that he is tangible, meaning you can reach out to him. You can see that he has a good personality. So, he's approachable, he's teachable, he's humble, and he displays himself with excellence, which is resembled in his work. So Tremaine Hempfield, ladies and gentlemen. I had to do that for the formalities of the show. So we're going to keep it moving, man. So I know that you are an artist. Painting, that's your passion. Have there ever been any other sorts of art that you wanted to try out, like music?
Like music, just like, I think when I first started doing art, it was mostly dealing with music, just singing and, doing harmonizing and stuff like that. But, just dealing with that side is kind of rocky, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have the right people in place. So, I just stepped out of that era, and just started doing art. Yeah. But I do like, instruments, I do like, I love the trumpet. That's my favorite instrument. And I love Miles Davis, If you check out one of his albums, man, he just go crazy with it, and he wrote all his own music. So, but yeah, I'm into jazz, I'm into hip hop, I just keep it, in my era, so yeah.
I understand that. I'm actually getting into jazz myself. One CD that I always keep playing, it was an NBA player, actually. His name was Wayman Tisdale. He passed away, but he had put out an album called Power Forward. He's a left-handed bass player. And the way that he played the bass, it was just so, it was marveled, Even Tim McGraw, I believe it was, he said that he lived next door to him. I believe that was him. And he said he would hear him playing. So he would sit outside on his back balcony and just listen to him play all night. And Power Forward was one of those albums that my dad introduced me to, and I still have the actual copy that I ride to in the car all day, as well as the jazz group Foreplay, and a bunch of others. Of course, Earth, Wind, and Fire, they jumped into it, but those are some of the ones that I listen to. So staying in the jazz element, when you're painting, do you play that music while you're playing to help give extra inspiration to the piece that you're doing?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes. Most of the time I just silent, just me and the brush. You just, that's all I hear, But if I'm in a grind and I'm just splattering paint, I love to have that element of music, It brings a different vibe and a different energy for me to make that image hit the canvas, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I can play music every now and then when I'm painting.
That's awesome right there. I had to ask that because, a lot of individuals, they be wanting to know exactly how they go together, not knowing that, you could get some inspiration from the music that you're putting into, so you can display that emotion through the piece.
True. Yeah, sometimes I get out here in the backyard and just paint in silence, but really I'm not in silence. You got the wind blowing, birds chirping, leaves flowing, you know what I'm saying? So it's art too, and that art I feed from the energy hits me and I put it out on canvas or paper, So yeah.
Most definitely. Because like I say, hey, God is the greatest artist. And just like how you are with the paintbrush, that's how it is musically with me. Like when I hear these notes and it just be a blank screen, like I might pull up the software, it's just a blank screen, and I'm just sitting there and I'm like, man, what am I going to do today? Because I play the piano. So I might just hit a note. And then once you hit the note, and then that's kind of how my rap flows go as well. So it's just like free flowing. And 98% of the time, that's all freestyle that you hear. So I just let God lead it.
It's a talent, and most people can't do that. Most people can't just go into the booth and just flow off the top of their head. They have to write down or type it in to their phone. But just having that power to just express yourself with music or art, whichever one, and just put it out there, and it's just like, it's beautiful, at the end of the day.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Now, for those individuals who have aspired to, become artists, what are some words of encouragement and motivation that you would like to give them? Because I know sometimes it's not heavily encouraged due to some art programs get, taken out of schools or things of that nature, or some people don't see the value in becoming an artist, and they might downplay their vision of becoming an artist. What are some words of encouragement that you would like to give those individuals who want to do it and overcome those obstacles to become an artist?
I have a lot of young, talented people that approach me, or somebody might introduce me to them. Mm-hmm. And when I see they work, I'm like, oh my God, like they on another level. Like I look at their work like, whoa, you do way better than me. You know what I'm saying? But everybody have their own craft, everybody have their own different eye. Some people got that third eye where they see stuff totally different than what we see, So when I see a young person, I let them know, like, keep grinding, don't stop. You know what I'm saying? You're young now, because once you get 5 years or 10 years older, that piece will be more valuable than what it is now. You know what I'm saying? So I just tell them to keep going, keep grinding. Educate yourself. Be around those people that do art. Watch YouTube sometimes. That's what I do from time to time, just getting different, styles and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's been going on through history, Hey, it's out there. You just got to keep grinding with it. So for me, once I get in my zone, I'm just art all day, So, yeah, I can do, if I'm in that zone, I can do like 10, 15 pieces. And it just be beautiful, in my eyes. But for you, you might be like, man, he just threw some paint and it's just there. But I feel like once I throw that paint, I feel like whatever was inside of me to do that, that's the valuable part of it. I could have been going through a whole lot in my head, and I just made some magic on a canvas, and I know what that pain was when I threw it up there. I knew what I was going through when I did that. So yeah, I just tell them grind with it.
Yeah. Man, that's awesome right there. I know I keep saying that, but I can honestly relate to what you're saying, because with both of us being creative, those feelings that you've been internalizing for a while, you got an outlet, a creative outlet. True. And when people get it, it's a wonderful feeling, because that means that, hey, you can identify with this feeling and also see through the artist that you can get over it. So it's, and it stands the test of time, because, as long as you living, you're going to go through something. No matter if it's big, no matter if it's small. From all of these individuals here, it might be small in their eyes because they're not going through it, but it's big in your eyes because you're going through it. Your piece of art will reflect the fact that, hey, you can get over it, and your testimony will be a masterpiece to show, hey, I got over it. So, hey, I definitely understand that, man. And I thank you for being an artist that can convey your emotions on the canvas.
True. You the man. But yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man. You just got to keep, it's all about passion at the end of the day. What is your craft? What do you love doing? What you can do that you don't even have to get paid for. You just still love doing it. That's where you need to be. That's where anybody need to be. You know, I know people got 9 to 5s and we work hard 24/7, all this good stuff. But at the end of the day, what is your passion? What is your drive? What is your love? You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people don't tap into that because they working. They trying to, you know, keep up with the times, you know, mortgage, light bill, you know what I'm saying? It's just, and, you know, I feel like most people need to just, you know, stick with their guns and, you know, go all in with what they love doing, you know, whatever their passion is. Exactly.
I understand that, man. Oh, man. I pray that the listeners who are listening to this or will listen to this in the future really feel inspired by these words to go ahead and pursue what it is that they've been putting to the back burner for so long as a result of life. Because no matter if you're doing it or not, life is going to happen. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? These days that in hours and minutes and seconds that we are blessed to be on this side of earth, these are a blessing from God. And, you know, time that's not utilized, don't let that serve as a disrespect to him. So I'm like, use it wisely.
Yeah.
Always get better, always remain teachable, continue to hone that craft, that gift, because see, what God will do is he'll show you how many doors that your gift will open up for you, that no man can shut because God opened them up for you because you recognize that he gave it to you. So that's a beautiful thing, man.
It's a beautiful thing, yeah. I feel it.
Oh, yeah. So back to your work, brother.
Gotcha.
So let's talk about these zones that you get into. Now, when you get into the zone, what sparks that zone? Like, is it like a particular event, or is it just like, man, you know what? I feel like painting today. You just go straight in. What is it? What sparks that zone?
I don't know, man. It's just I don't know. You're just getting that feeling where, you know what, I'm not doing anything. Let me just pick up a paintbrush, you know. But most of the time, you know, I think for artists, sometimes we have to just chill out and just lay back and just, you know, let that creative juices just flow. You know what I'm saying? And once it at the top level is like above the cup of overflowing, it's like, hey, I gotta get this image out of my head. I just gotta do something. So, you know, when it's in the zone like that, then I'm just going ham with
it. I feel you on that, man. Man, look, on your Instagram, that DMX portrait. That was nice, man.
Appreciate it.
Let's talk about that for a minute. Like, how long did it take for you to do that portrait? When did you do that portrait? And what does that portrait mean to you? Because, you know, DMX was very influential, especially in my upbringing. One of the reasons why I really started to rap, because I seen his videos and it was like, oh, man, yeah, I think I can do that. So let's talk about that portrait for a minute.
Oh, man, DMX, the man. Rest in peace to him and, you know, to his family, you know. Oh, man, DMX, man. It just give me chills right now just thinking about it. I remember when I moved to Atlanta and that Rough Rider anthem was just, like, everywhere, man. And it was like, DMX is off the chain, man. Like, but on the backside, you know, I've been just looking at different Instagram posts and stuff about him. And it was more like, it was very, well, you can hear it in the music, you know, he was just very spiritual, you know. Mm-hmm. He was just on a different level with that. And I think, you know, I can't really pinpoint a different musical artist that was just on his level. You know, I can see Pac a little bit, but DMX, he was a little deeper. He was a little more aggressive. You know, it's just, I just hate that, you know, but he lived his life and he has a lot of art out there for people to, you know, because, you know, like the new generation, you know, they might say, oh yeah, DMX. But when they get that first and second album, stuff will change their life. You know what I'm saying? His work changed a lot of people's lives, man. But I did that picture right after I heard it, and I did it on my iPad, digital art. Well, you know, on iPad you can record yourself while you paint and stuff like that. So I just put it out there and stuff. I said I was gonna make a couple of shirts for myself. You know, if anybody else want a shirt, then I, you know, let them know I got it. But I just, you know, you hear a lot of artists that pass and stuff like that, you know, and I see a lot of people that paint pictures of the artists after they pass. And it was just kind of like, I just felt like DMX, man, he was just one of those guys, man. I just had to do it. I still might do another picture of DMX just for myself, man, because he was a legend, man. He will forever be a legend, you know, in my eyes. But yeah, I just had to do that one.
See, everybody, I'm telling you, art translates. And like I said, DMX, if you listen to his, like you say, his first 2 albums, I even go to the fourth.
True.
I even go all the way to the first 4, honestly.
True. Yeah.
Because I remember when the albums first came out, I remember when I first heard him, and he didn't even have a record out. I was like, who is this man? Because he next up. He's next up. And it was just different, and it was raw, and it was in him. And exactly. I say that to say this because I feel like just, you know, talking about the portrait and what he meant to you, it really encapsulates this whole interview. Because if it's in you and that passion and that drive, then it's going to be reflected in everything that you put out, everything that you do. Because it's in you, like you walk. You ain't even got to be painting. I can feel like just interviewing you right now, and this is all truth, you know. This is all truth. This is actually our first time actually talking face to face. So
exactly. Well, actually, this is my first ever doing an interview on Zoom. So, you know, I'm kind of getting used to it. You know, it's all good. But yeah, I feel you.
Hey, I feel what you put in your art. I feel it from you. So I know that it's not, you know, it's no cap in that. So I can real deal feel that authenticity just coming from you, man. And it's just an honor to, you know, be interviewing you and be your first interview. But since this is your first interview, I gotta ask, how is it, man? Like, are you enjoying it? Do you feel like you could do some more? What's up, man?
Oh yeah. Or, you know, I'm do some more with you guys. Hey, when I start doing some more pieces, I'm gonna hit y'all up like, throw me an interview. Good, let's do it.
That's what we here for, man. This is the Worldwide Community Empowerment Group. Keyword empowerment, worldwide community and group, which means that we in this together. You see how I put them all together, you know, and intertwine them, you know.
Hey, man, I like that. That's what's up.
This is what we for. This is what we're here for, and that's why I'm always grateful for Miss Penny, because that's what she is. She's just like a platform. Like she's like, hey, come showcase what God is, you know, giving you the ability to do, and that's what she does. Opens the doors. So I'm just so thankful for the assignment God put on her life to allow us to do our thing here, man.
I mean, y'all guys are grinding, man. Like, we really got to work more together. I'm down with it. You know,
I said,
I'd rather do it person to person with y'all. I know y'all probably like off Old National somewhere. So yeah, right,
man.
Okay. Oh.
Hey, let's do it, man. Look, we're gonna talk after this interview. I'm trying to tell you, we're gonna talk after this interview. One thing that we do have to touch on is your most recent work of art, where you had the opportunity to illustrate the book cover for Deeper Than Dentistry, that was written by Dr. Gary Bethea. Tell us about that experience, man. How was that?
Gary Bethea, man. One of my homeboys, his name is Kendrick McLean and Otis Bethea. They real cool, man. They pretty much motivate me into doing art and, you know, since just showing me different stuff. Otis, he's a, you know, keyboardist. You know, he plays music and stuff like that. But his brother pretty much hit me up and he was like, hey, man, I love your art. He said, I've been watching you for a minute, man. I really need you to do some art for me, man. And I'm finna do this book. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, just, you know, okay, just let me know. So, like, I think a couple more weeks later, he hit me up. He was like, hey, man, I really need that art piece. Let's start on it now. I'm like, okay, let's do it. So he just, man, you got to read the book, man. It's a deep story, man. I mean, he's been through a lot, you know, as in like life-changing situation. The artwork is a split screen, well, a split picture. When his younger side, when he got kidnapped, beat up pretty bad, they threw him in the trunk of a car. He didn't know he was gonna live or die. You know, he kept praying to God, like, God, you know, get me out of this situation. You know what I'm saying? And he got out of that situation, and now he's a dentist, big time dentist. So he's grinding, he's doing his thing. So the split image of the artwork is him being young, pretty much beat up. He said, man, I couldn't even recognize my face. and Black Eyes Blood. He said, man, I thought I was done, but he overcame his fears, wrote a book. You know, he got a family, he's doing beautiful, man. And I really appreciate him for just even letting me present my art and just have my art on his cover. Like, that's my very first art cover. So yeah, I really appreciate that from him. Go.
Man, a lot of firsts, brother.
Yeah, it's a lot of firsts. But a lot of firsts, you just got to keep grinding with it, you know? Just can't just be like, oh, that's my first. I'm just going to relax. And nah, I got to keep moving. I got to keep grinding. Yeah.
Most definitely, man. Hey, I also appreciate the fact that you don't get comfortable in the first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I love that.
And just got to keep grinding, you know? You might still have people that say, oh, that's ugly, that ain't gonna do nothing, you know, that's their opinion. But you know how I feel about my craft and my art, you know, I'm just gonna keep pushing it, you know. Can't nobody stop me but me, you know. Can't nobody stop you from doing music but you. You know what I'm saying? All the other stuff is just, you know, just up in the air to me.
Yeah. True enough on that one, man. Another thing that I want to touch on is the fact that you was a featured artist in the Pink Trap House, which really took over Atlanta when it was here. I was like, man, it was a very, very big thing. Let's talk about that experience right there. And how did you become the featured artist in the Pink Trap House?
Man, that was epic, man. That was an epic, man. 2 Chainz, he's just on another level with art in general. I had some guys that I was doing art shows for, like in different clubs and stuff. They do like an art night. Dorsey and another guy, he called himself the Plug Man. They hit me up and they was like, hey man, we need some art. We need all your art if you got it. I'm like, for what? Like, we could do in a Pink Trap House. And I'm like, okay. So I did a few custom pieces and stuff like that just for the event, the Pink Trap House. So I had like artwork that was colored in pink and stuff like that to give it that, you know, illusion like, okay, this art is a part of this show. Even though I had like other pieces that I brought. I think I had like 20 pieces inside. Wow. And I sold like 6 pieces inside. One guy came in and he's like, hey bro, I love your art. I just moved to Atlanta, but I want that. So yeah, but other than that, it was a big success, I feel. And I'm really appreciative to be a part of it, you know, a part of the Trap House. And that big piece that I did for 2 Chainz, which was in, you know, with LeBron James and the Apple commercial, you know, I just gave it to him, you know. And I think now it's probably like in the studio somewhere in LA somewhere. So yeah, that was a big turnout, man. Pink Trap House. That was epic, man. Yeah.
Man, you have done some historical stuff, man.
Yeah.
Like, when does it hit you when does the magnitude of what you're doing hit you? Like, is it during the process, or is it like after? Like, what I'm talking about after, like way after, when you just sitting and reflecting, like, man.
No, I think as in just doing it right then and there. Just that's when I get that feeling of, okay, yeah, this is going to be epic. You know, but just on the back end, just looking at the artwork, I'll be like, okay, yeah, that was dope. That was me. That's my work. Hey, you guys, that's me right there. But I think like in that now when I'm doing it, that's just that feeling that I get like, oh man, this is gonna be beautiful. So it's always in the now. Like when it's gone, it's there, but it's gone pretty much. It's out of my hands. Most of the time I hold my art. Like I don't even want to sell it. I just keep it in a room with full of art, you know. And that actually I do, like when I do mixing colors and stuff on a plate or whatever I have, I always keep the plate, like, because when I'm mixing paint, you don't never know what I'm going in my head. I know what's going through my head or my mind at that time, but I normally keep the plates. And when I look at the plate, I'm like, wow, I've been through some stuff in that plate right there, you know what I'm saying? Which is kind of crazy. But I feel like I'm gonna get to the point where I'm gonna put the plate in a frame and just put it up in the house somewhere. But yeah.
That's what's up. So, personal favorite of yours. Which one do you like to do most? The abstract, portrait painting, you know, book covers. What is your personal preference? Like, if you was just like, hey, I'm just going to do something today, what would be your go-to?
I don't know. I love abstract. Abstract. You can just go with the flow of whatever's, whatever's in your mind to do, man. You know, you want to do a couple of lines, then, you might do a couple of lines, but you might have a drip here, drip there. It's just abstract, it's just with paint, flow. I like the flow of it. I like the spray paint. But I feel like abstract, And when you're doing I love doing faces. The different expression of people's faces and the eyes and the little white sparkle that you put in the eyes to make it just pop, I just go with everything, man. Pretty much everything from still life to acrylic paint, oil. Actually, I did I did about 2 or 3 oil pieces, but the one with the fist that I think you guys posted up, that's the oil painting. And I tease that sucker up where it shines to the side. So I really got that. I still got that. That was like my finished first oil painting, right? That was my first. And I probably did it like 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah.
Man, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, I like to be versatile, just doing everything pretty much. Yeah. It's not, I can't stick to one. If I do, I see a lot of people that just stick to one style and that's it. But I feel like, once you start learning and growing, you eventually want to do something else. Like you kind of fast speed rap like Twister, but you might sit back and be like, what, I'm gonna slow it down like Mace or something. I don't know, what I'm saying? It's just the art is out there. Why not? Why not switch it to, switch it on over here and leave this alone for a minute? So yeah, that's why I like to dabble in all different styles of art.
Exactly. Like that Mace shout out. Because people be sleeping on Mace, man.
Yeah, Mace is off the chain, man. Spiritual brother, man.
Yeah, he is. So look, man, we have a few more minutes left in the show. I know it just sped on by because
yeah, okay. It did.
It sped on by, man. But I did have a question that was shot through the chat. It was, do you paint live subjects?
Oh yeah. I did a lot of live paintings. I did live body paints in a room full of people. I did it. I think I did that like 2 or 3 times. And yeah, I do live paintings. Yeah. Sometimes people will hire me to do events. I did events at a couple of galas out there in St. Regis Hotel or Four Seasons Hotel. So I do paint live from time to time. Yeah.
Man, that's awesome right there. For those individuals who are listening or will listen at a later time in the day or week or whenever, what is your social media? How can they reach out to you? What is your contact information for those who are interested in booking you for a paint party or getting in touch with you regarding work? How can they get in touch with you?
Yeah, they can get in touch with me through my website. It's truvue2020@gmail.com, or they can just hit me up on Instagram. That's truvue2020. Yeah.
Man.
Some people hit me up on Facebook too. That's Tremaine H. Yeah, so yeah, just hit me up. Let me know.
Oh yeah, and I'm definitely gonna be hitting you up. Like I said, we're gonna be talking later on today because, like I said, we got work to do, man.
Just let me know.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So, with that said, any final words for everybody today? That's trying to walk into their calling, walk into their purpose, walk into their passion. Any final words from you before we wrap the show up today?
All I gotta say is just, hey, keep God first, grind, and whatever your passion is, your love is, just go for it. Some people just hold things back, hold that opportunity to just get out there and just go for it, whatever their passion is. I feel like you should get to that point that you feel comfortable with and just go ahead and do it, Because if you don't do it, it's just sitting back. Why not just try? Try to get out there and achieve your dreams, your true dreams, and just don't hold back. Just keep grinding. That's about it.
Oh yeah, that's a t-shirt right there. Just keep grinding.
Make one right now. Trust me.
I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah,
well, everybody, it has truly been an awesome interview. Another one for the books. Millennial Talk, Blessed Koast Edition. My brother, Tremaine Hempfield.
Hey, man.
Definitely been a pleasure.
Oh,
and for everybody out here, don't let the television tell your vision. That's my gem for you. Don't let the television tell your vision, because what God has for you, that's who you need to listen to. Because the Lord is going to order your steps so you can get there. And when he opened the doors, no man can shut them. You just walk into them and inherit the blessings that are attached to your life as a result of your obedience and willingness to walk with him at all times. So that way you can really see and understand exactly why the blessed side be the best side. Straight up.
Right there. Hey, come on, man.
You do it. You know it.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Well, look, Miss Penny says she look forward to seeing you joining the WCEG family. So like I said, you already know. It's what we do.
I really appreciate that, man.
Hey, no problem. No problem. All right, everybody, we got to wrap the show up. But listen, just because the show ended doesn't mean that there aren't any other shows that you should be tuning into. This concludes Millennial Talk Blessed Koast Edition, but there are plenty other shows on WCEG Network, exciting, incredible shows that you all should tune into as well. So, hey, I appreciate you all for tuning in, but also tune in and support the network as a whole, because that's what it's all about, us supporting each other. I don't care who you are, no matter your skin color, you are my sister and brother, because we all got a seed that'll be dropped inside of you, and that's the seed of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, so you can see his nature in every walk of life. So with that said, it's the homie, the one and only Ashton Reynolds. This is my brother, Tremaine Hempfield. That was my guest for today. And this concludes the episode. Another incredible, blessed episode. We out of here.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Thank you, bro.
Hey, no problem. Thank you.
Yes, sir.